All right, everybody, welcome to our Google Plus webinar. We're so excited that you could join us today, and we're going to get started right away. My name is Elle Spector, and I am a marketing ninja and the event coordinator here at Ajax. I spearhead the webinar, seminar, and networking efforts for our company. So what exactly is Ajax Union? Ajax Union offers exceptional and affordable online marketing services. Our strategies include extensive search engine marketing, Google AdWords, blogging, smart social media, public relations, video marketing, and reputation management. With offices in Brooklyn and Manhattan, Ajax Union serves businesses of all kinds and across many different industries, from mom-and-pop retailers to major manufacturers. Really, we're just a bunch of nerds who want to help you grow your business online. To find out a little bit more about what we do here at Ajax, visit us online, www.ajaxunion.com. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/AjaxUnion. Show us some love and like us on Facebook, facebook.com/AjaxUnion. And feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn. We're always looking to grow our network, linkedin.com/company/Ajax-Union. If you have any marketing questions, whether it's about Google Plus or any other marketing strategies that we offer here and that I just mentioned, feel free to give us a call, 1-800-594-0444. Today's webinar is going to be awesome. I've reviewed the presentation many times, and Jenna is super excited to talk to you guys about Google+. With that, I'd like to introduce Jenna, and she's going to talk a little bit more about the webinar and a little bit more about what she does. The presentation itself will go for about 30 to 45 minutes. If you do have any questions at all, feel free to write those down and save them towards the end. There's a chat box that you can type your questions into, and we'll be monitoring that and making sure that all your questions get answered. We will also be launching a poll in the middle of the webinar just to make sure that everybody is engaged and that we learn a little bit more about our audience. So when we do launch a poll, we encourage everyone's participation. One of the common questions I get is, will I see these slides again, or is this just the one time? We do post the slides to every single webinar on our blog immediately after the webinar. So ajaxunion.com/blog will have these slides up and ready for you guys. So if you miss something, you don't have to worry about scribbling it down, and we'll have those available. And with that, Jenna, it's all you.
Hello everyone, I'm Jenna, the social media manager at Ajax Union. With that name, most people assume that I sit and play on Facebook and Twitter all day long, but aside from doing that on one of my computer monitors, the other one, I deal with the day-to-day tasks in the department, organizing when the work is going to get done for each client, and pretending that I have control over the people who work for me. With this webinar, we're going to talk about the ins and outs of Google+. Most people think that it's really not a big deal, but it kind of is, so I'm going to explain to you why. Elle?
Absolutely. And as we mentioned, this presentation will go for about 30 minutes, and we're just going to move on to the next slide now and get into it.
So to start the discussion, we're going to talk about the history of Google Plus and what actually makes it awesome. From there, we'll talk about the importance of it, and once you guys are kind of familiar with how it's set up and what's actually going on, we'll talk about how to set up a page for your business as well as set up a profile for your personal viewings, and most people get confused between the two, so I'll explain that as well. From there, we'll discuss the features that Google Plus has to offer, which will build up, yourself and your business on Google Plus. Then we'll talk about the controversies that Google Plus has, because unfortunately with every site, controversies, they come up. And from there, we'll go into the conclusion and the final thoughts, and we'll talk, if you have any questions or concerns or comments or whatever you guys want to share. So the history of Google+. Google Plus was launched on June 28, 2011. It began as an invite-only social site, and only 3 months later it was open to people 18 and older. Google realized that this age was a little crazy and they decided to lower it a little bit. So in January 2011, they changed it to 13 and older. As of December 2011, the site had 500 million registered users, and from those users, 235 million of them are active on a monthly basis. Contrary to popular belief, the site actually has more users currently than Twitter, but not Facebook. Facebook is still the #1 social site, and it is Google Plus's biggest competitor. One of the cool new features that Google Plus offers is a meme generator, which is very popular these days in the social outreach sites. You can add meme-like text to an image, and then you'll be able to create fabulous, funny memes to share with all your friends. Why is Google Plus important? The first thing I'm going to say, and that everybody knows it, and everybody, whether you want to believe it or not, we're living in a Google world. Google is taking over, and it just makes sense that if you're using a site that's coming from Google that they own, then it's going to impact your searches on a greater scale, and you're going to actually do well for your business. Another good important thing to use Google Plus is because it's still early in the game. When you start getting into sites earlier, it gives you an advantage because you have time to work out your strategy and time to grow your network. Spending time on the site will show you how to, you'll like grow with the site basically, and whenever it changes, you'll understand what's going on, and it'll boost your business or even anything for personal gain from there on. How to set up a Google Plus page. Elle, do you want to ask a question?
Absolutely. Right now we're just going to launch a quick poll and see which one of you guys, and how many of you guys rather, currently have a Google Plus profile. So we invite everyone to vote in our poll right now so we get a little bit more of an idea about our audience. And I see that already half of you guys have voted, which is so fantastic. Thank you so much for staying engaged. Really means a lot to us and to our presenters. Just take another second. We'll keep this up for another half a minute or so, and then we'll be able to share our results. And again, the options and the question is, do you currently have a Google Plus profile? Yes, not yet, and I need help setting one up. Can you help me, Jenna? And for those of you who are voting for the third one, we will absolutely help you.
Yeah, these stats are actually awesome. I'm glad to see that so many people have it already. If you do, just bear with the step-by-step process that I'm about to give you. I promise you it's brief, but it will explain how to set up your profile.
Perfect. And I'm just going to close out of this poll and share the results with everyone. So we see that 59% of people currently do have a Google Plus profile, which is fantastic. 32% don't have one yet, and 9% need help setting one up, which Jenna will absolutely be able to help you with right now. So let me just hide these results, and Jenna, your slideshow is back on.
Awesome. Okay, so how to set up a Google Plus profile. What you're going to want to do first is log into your Gmail account and select the U Plus button, which is in the top right corner, well, top left corner, excuse me, on your screen. Google will then ask you to join and confirm your profile, much like any other site. Once you're logged in, you'll receive recommendations from Google. They'll recommend individuals for you to add to your circles and follow by reviewing your contacts from Gmail or Yahoo. It sounds kind of creepy that they're giving you all these people that you probably already know, but I definitely recommend connecting with as many people as possible. Once you connect with some people, you want to be sure to put a face to your name. Make yourself presentable on Google+. Upload an image, add some personal information. You don't need to get too crazy, but you just want people to know who you are and basically why you're using the site. If you're still confused and would like a step-by-step tutorial, Google+ does offer that. Once you're logged in, you'll see them ask you if you want to take the tour, and you really should, because it might clarify everything that you need to know, and it might help actually seeing it in front of you. So that is basically setting up your personal account. In order to create a business page, you need a personal account. I know that for a lot of our clients, we have to set up the person first, and for us, we might not necessarily put a lot of information into the person because it's all about the business side of things. But if you definitely want to build up your business, I suggest highly that you link both pages and you talk more about your person rather than your business. And from here, I'll explain to you what exactly a business page is that I've been talking about and how to link them together. Okay, so basically the first thing I want to explain is what is a page. A page allows entities which are not users to set up profiles, or in better terms, pages. Anything from businesses to companies to organizations create these pages, and they use them to inevitably build their business. In order to start creating your business page, you'll scroll to the bottom of the screen that you're on and click on the Create a Page, which is in the footer below. You can see it on the screen here just to make it a little easier for you that the Create a Page is on the right-hand side. From there, you'll select a category that you want your business to be placed in. Much like any other site, Google Plus gives you categories to choose from. There is always an other option, so if you don't think your business actually fits into these categories, but most of the time it will. The categories are local business or place, product or brand, company, institution, or organization, and arts, entertainment, or sports. This is what that screen will look like when you're looking at the options. It even will give you more information if you scroll over each one, and it'll tell you just to clarify each category, just to make sure you guys are on the same page. If you don't see the screen, the reason that they actually give you the screen is just so that there aren't any issues, and Google Plus wants to help you the entire way through. The next screen that you'll see is one that looks much like this. Here you'll fill in the details of the name of your page and your website address. Where it says choose a name, I know it's a weird wording, but there you want to put the name of your business or institution or whatever you're trying to promote. Then if you have a website, which I'm sure most of you do, you'll add the website link in below. And once you click to agree the page terms, it'll take you and your account will be set up. Then that's when the fun begins. Now you get to add in all the information that you actually want your followers and users to see. Here you'll plug in any information that it asks for. The first thing I suggest doing is updating your logo. The logo is in the little circle-y spot that you see on top, and the rest of it behind it is the cover photo, which is much like the cover photo that you use on a page in Facebook, but this one, as you'll see when you log on, that it's a lot bigger and it's more enhanced, and it kind of gives you a better viewing of what you're actually dealing with. Then you can write a summary up, and I suggest using your SEO keywords that you're trying to promote to rank on Google in the summary. Therefore, your rankings will start to be better just because you're using a Google site. And lastly, you want to make sure that your page is optimized with the right information. As you see below, once you start having people in your circles, the blue part will show all the people. Below that, where the contact information is, you want to make sure all the contact information is correct. Add in your website, add in your cell phone number, your business number, your address if you actually have a location. You want all the information there that your business can be found. On the other side, you have where it says the story, you have tagline and introduction. In the tagline area, you want to throw in all the keywords that you're using on your website to build your optimization up. You can just list them basically with commas, any way you want to, just to throw them in there. And the introduction is just a little bit about your page so people know what they've found. You also want to be sure to have keywords in there as well. You don't want to sound too spammy, but it's good to have them in there. And then below that, where you have the links, you have your primary website, which is where everybody will be going to use your business. And then below that, you can add in all the other pages that either interest you or have anything to do with your site. So here you can add the link to your blog, to your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, anything that has to do with your business. All of it will be in a little home area on Google+, so that everything is linked together. When your business page is finished, it'll look a little something like this. As you can see, it'll have the name of your company, the cover photo, your logo, and all the information that I just mentioned. It's a good idea to share the business page on your personal profile in case you have more people following your personal page at the moment more than your business page because you just set it up. You want to be sure that they go both ways and you can get one from the other. Basically, now that you kind of have the gist of how the pages and profiles work, I'm going to explain to you what the features are that you can actually use to differentiate between the two and get your business or personal life going. So the first thing I'm going to discuss is circles. Google Plus Circles enable users to organize people into groups. They provide default titles for you. Those are friends, family, acquaintances, and following. If you don't like those titles, they give you the option to change them, and you can change them to anything you want to. Another thing that Google Plus features is events. This is basically a direct competitor of Facebook events, which I know most of you have probably created already. The only thing different is that it's integrated with your Google Calendar, which helps you to remember the event and whatever is going on. In the event, you can add photos, you can invite people, you can share videos. Anything that you want to promote your event can be included in this. The next thing is Google Plus Local. Now, I know that most of you already probably have a Google Places page for your business. That's the thing that shows up when you search your business on Google. And Google Plus Local is in the process of replacing that. Much like Google Places, you need a verification, so once you sign up for this, either Google will call you at that moment if you opt for that option. If not, they'll send you a postcard within like a week or two with a verification code, and once you get that, you can plug it into your email, and then it'll take you and your page will be live. With the local option, you can post photos and reviews of the location to the page so that everything is there for you. It works mostly like a Yelp page where with the reviews. Another thing that Google Plus features is Ripples. Ripples is a visualization tool, and it shows how resharing activity can happen during a post, which is very common and basically the biggest thing on Google Plus. With the Ripples, you can replay the public shares activity, zoom in on certain events, identify top contributors, view stats about average chain length, and you can view the language of your shares. So basically, if you're sharing something in English and somebody shares it in Spanish, then you'll see that as well. And another thing that Google Plus features now, and it's a little bit on the newer side, is communities. Communities create outgoing conversations about certain topics. These communities can be managed under page accounts, so you don't need to be personal. It can be business-wise, and you can join these communities to share information about other people who have a similar business to you or are interested in what you have to provide. Excuse me. And the last thing I want to talk about in the features section is Hangouts. Hangouts are video chats that are similar to Skype, but only Google Plus users can join in on a Hangout. You can have a maximum of 10 people at one time in the Hangout, and you're able to share the screens within Hangouts. So if you see the image that I've provided for you, it basically shows what your screen would look like if you were involved in a Hangout right now. You have the person speaking, who is the bigger picture, and then below you have the other people who are in the Hangout. As you can see, you can invite others, you can start a chat within the video if you wanted to. You can share a video together on YouTube. You can mute things, you can leave, you can do anything you want to within the Hangout, which is actually really cool. And a lot of people, especially businesses, are starting to use the Hangout to just promote themselves and boost themselves up. Just a little side note, I actually went to a social media event a couple weeks ago where they were talking about Google+, and they were discussing Hangouts specifically, and there was this one girl who wanted to become a YouTube sensation. She's a singer, and she wanted to perform, and she wanted everybody to get to know her, but it wasn't exactly working out on YouTube. So she started setting up these public Hangouts for anybody to join, and she just started performing. And it basically built up in its entirety that Google found her and was very surprised that they were using, she was using their site, and she inevitably ended up at the Grammys a couple months ago because of this. And she has billions and billions of fans now, and it's actually pretty awesome. So basically the conclusion of that story, if you're still following, is that Hangouts are really great for business, not only, just to catch up with your friends and see what they're doing, but you can just build a whole world and practically make yourself famous. And then next we have some controversies. With every site comes controversies. While Google Plus allows its users to +1 and recommend items across the web, unfortunately it doesn't offer control over who sees people's +1s. So since anyone can add others to the circles without getting confirmed or approved, anyone has the potential to see others' +1s. So they're not exactly seeing your private information, but they're seeing who's following you and basically what's going on in your page. However, with that controversy, +1s are still a plus. According to Business Insider, having Google Plus followers boosts the rankings the most, while a +1 does way more for your search ranking rather than Facebook or Twitter. This basically comes back to what I said earlier. Because this is run by Google, your rankings are going to be higher than they would because of Facebook and Twitter, because you're using a product of Google. And then just some final thoughts, just to conclude everything. Like I said earlier, you might find Google Plus to be annoying, but it really is great for business, and it's changing the way of social media, and it's actually becoming really awesome. It's real-life sharing is what makes it great, and the fact that you are uploading SEO-friendly content directly to a Google site, it will boost your SEO, content marketing, and social campaigns.
Perfect, Jenna. Thank you so much. Now we actually do have a special bonus prepared as a special thank you for everyone listening in on our webinar today. So before we take everyone's questions, and I do see the questions have been rolling in, so we're definitely going to leave room for that. First, we wanted to let you guys know about a super special bonus that we're offering to all of our webinar attendees. So, special bonus, bam, right there. So we have a B2B marketing seminar. It is coming up on May 7th at 6 p.m. at the New Yorker Hotel. Our CEO and President, Joe Apfelbaum and Zevi Friedman, respectively, are going to be teaching B2B marketing strategies for results-driven business. We're going to be discussing a lot of the topics. So We're going to be talking about content marketing, social media, e-commerce, multi-channel marketing, search engine marketing, email marketing, internet advertising, web analytics, and online video. For those of you guys who've been to our seminars before, this is going to be almost like a mashup of all the smaller workshops we've had put all into one big great seminar, and we couldn't be more excited for it. Tickets right now are selling for $50. We're almost sold out, but we only have about 5 or 6 spots left. And as a special thank you for everyone who has watched this webinar, we are offering you guys a 30% off discount code. The code is 30webinar507. So again, that's 30webinar507. And with that code, you'll get 30% off the tickets to our seminar. I'm going to type the link to this direct event in the chat box right now. And if you want to go to it directly or learn a little bit more about the events and webinars and seminars and workshops and trade shows and things that we do put together, feel free to visit us online, www.ajaxunion.com/events. And with that, I see a solid 10 or 15 questions rolling in, so we're going to start taking those right now. Let me just pull up the first one. Alrighty, Jenna, this is going to be a Q&A fire round.
Sounds awesome. I'm ready.
Alrighty, so first question. Why would I want to link my blogs to a Google Plus profile?
That's actually a really good question. Linking your blogs to your Google Plus profile will make it easier to share content with your circles and the public, and in the end will basically grow your audience. On your Google Plus profile, you can link to other online content, as I showed you earlier, so it's important to add the blog link to there, which makes it easier for others to discover what you produced on the web.
Perfect, thank you. And if I post to a public community, does that mean all my friends and followers can see it?
It does not mean that, actually. Your posts you share in a public community will not show up for your friends and followers unless they are actually in the same community as you. And if they're not, then they won't be able to see that information.
Thank you. And I see a question here. LinkedIn still sounds a little bit better than Google Plus for just business. What do you think about that? Which one would have your vote?
Well, LinkedIn definitely is good for business because you're making physical, personal connections. You know, they're not only meeting your business, but they're meeting you. Google Plus is a little different where you're just showcasing your business as opposed to showcasing yourself who actually works in the business.
And as a shameless plug, Joe Apfelbaum, our CEO, is going to be doing a webinar specifically focusing on LinkedIn strategies. So to see specifically how you can use LinkedIn for your business, I'm going to invite you guys to check out ajaxunion.com/webinar and register for that, just for specific benevolent uses of LinkedIn. Now, more questions rolling in here. This is awesome. Keep them going. We'll get everything answered. Jenna, how can I access Google Plus with one click, and is it possible?
It actually is possible. The way I showed you earlier is the longhand way, just so you guys knew actually what you were dealing with. But there is a shorthand. You can download the Chrome extension if you're using Chrome, and the extension is called Google++. When you install the extension, it will create a little, like, 2 plus sign symbols on the top right corner of your browser, and once you just click on that, it'll take you to your page.
Perfect. Somebody here wrote, I don't remember if I set up a business page. How can I tell from looking at the page whether it's a personal page or a business page?
Okay, that's a great question. When you first log in, it's going to take you to your personal profile. If you scroll down on the menu tab on the left-hand side, on the left-hand side of your screen, and you scroll down to Pages, and you click on Pages, it'll give you links to all the pages that you have created. And you can just access them from there, and if a page isn't there, then you know that it doesn't exist.
Perfect. What else? Can you post on your Google Plus business page as you would on your Facebook business account?
Yes, the posting is exactly the same, where you can say anything you want to say without a limit in text, which is a little different than Twitter. And you can share links and videos and pictures, basically anything that you would do on Facebook for your business, you can do on Google+.
Perfect. I also, in the chat box, I just typed in Jenna's direct email and my direct email. So a few people wrote in asking specifically if their pages were set up correctly. And in an effort not to, pull all these pages up right now, if you do want us to take a quick look at them, feel free to email jennag@ajaxunion.com or ls@ajaxunion.com, and one or the both of us will definitely take a look and let you know if you guys have set it up correctly. I'm also posting that link to our seminar. Somebody asked if it would be recorded for our friends on the West Coast. Unfortunately, the seminar is actually going to be an in-person event, so I don't think it'll be fully recorded, although I would be happy to post the slides afterwards on our blog as well, and that's just ajaxunion.com/blog, and those will probably be available May 8th or May 9th. Do we have other questions that we have time for? Let's see. Can one set up multiple Google Plus accounts using different Gmail accounts?
Yes, with any Gmail account you have, Google Plus is available, and you can also create different pages on one account. So you can either use all your Gmails, and that might get a little confusing, or you can set up a bunch of pages on one.
Perfect. And how do you add your business as your employer on your personal Google Plus profile?
There is a section for that might be a little easier to show, but when you're filling in your information on your page, you can just fill in your employer, and if there's already a business on Google+, it'll show up for you, and then it'll link directly to it.
Mm-hmm. And Jenna, would you recommend against using the same content on Google Plus as you would on Facebook just for SEO purposes?
I definitely suggest using the same keywords because those on the end are things that are actually going to make you rank, but you definitely want to switch up the content from time to time. I know that with our clients here, we obviously do their Facebook and their Google+. And with Google+, we tend to make our posts a little longer, so they're a little more blog-like, just so there's a difference between the two.
Mm-hmm. What if your business encompasses more than one category? Can we select more than one, or is it better just to use other?
It might be better just to use the other, just because then you can put in whatever your business is, and then it actually is specific based on what you want to have everybody seeing.
Mm-hmm. And then I think one of the last questions that we have time for today is, let me just pick one. Is there any way to auto-post from blogs or other social media to Google+?
There is no way yet to auto-post it. You'll basically just have to link back and forth. But I'm pretty sure that Google will pick up on that eventually, and it will become available for you.
Perfect. And I think that's actually all we have time for today. But if you have any other questions at all, feel free to email us. Again, Jenna's email is jennag@ajaxunion.com, and my email is ls, so that's ELLES @ajaxunion.com, and we'll get those answered for you. I think there were only a few other questions we didn't have time for, but we can help you out with those as well. To learn more about what we do, once more, www.ajaxunion.com. We do have a blog that we update daily. It's an awesome blog. We work really hard at it. Feel free to visit us, ajaxunion.com/blog, and we're going to post the slides to this presentation on our blog, which is another question that I saw. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for joining. Have a bunch of new webinars listed, ajaxunion.com/webinar. We'll be talking about SEO and PR and LinkedIn and all these other awesome things. So definitely register. They're free, and we'd love to see you. Jenna, thank you so much for an awesome, awesome presentation. Everyone, we hope you learned something. Very happy to have you. And otherwise, thank you guys. Everyone, Jenna is saying it's a great webinar, so we really appreciate it. And we will see you guys at the next one. See you guys soon.
Bye.